The Hive, the second largest Bedrock Minecraft server, has been the center of my channel and who I was for over a year. This server, like any other, has a staff team, which consists of helpers who help others, and moderators who deal with player reports. I was able to be a part of this team as a helper for almost 18 months, and well, it's not everything it's brought out to be. From favoritism to my experiences, I will be sharing it all in this video. Before we dive in though, please do not attack anybody mentioned in this video. I think Holly, the staff manager for the Hive, is an amazing person who I'd love to get to know throughout my time, and it's really just the management side that has issues in totality, some of which isn't her fault. The point of this video isn't really to create any drama, but to open you up on how the Hive staff team really is. So sit down, relax, and enjoy the video. I initially joined the staff team on August 28th, 2021, just after Hive's Sonic event. It took me a grueling 7 applications, but I had finally made it on the team. Once I had joined, Chloe, or Default Chloe, became my mentor, helping me to settle into being a helper. We slowly became really good friends and a role model for me who I should be as a staff member. She really encouraged me to join the staff events team, and the team just felt so cozy and fun-filled where everybody got along, and we had no issues. The team was like that until around Hive's arcade update in June of 2022, and this is where things started going downhill. The summer of 2022 saw a lot of staff demotions and staff that had left. Although there were still many moderators, there were only 14 helpers on the team by the end of the summer, many of whom were inactive. The Help Me channel on their Discord would be full of unanswered questions, taking sometimes 30 minutes to respond to them all, and the general team became much slower paced. I became one of the 4 leads of the staff events team, and slowly Holly started to manage the team more, rather than our loose governing before. I was super dedicated in wanting to get events out, but I ended up working a lot by myself on quite a few events. Even if events came out, no one showed. And then around August of 2022, I'd left to focus on IRL matters. We'd received no helpers at all over the summer, and shortly after I left, the events team was disbanded entirely. Fast forward a few weeks, and all of a sudden, there were 3 to 5 new helpers every 2 weeks, increasing the numbers all the way from 14 into the 50 we have today, while moderators went down to about 9 to 10, sometimes even lower during those times. For a Minecraft server this big, that many moderator for hundreds of thousands of reports, now it's a few million, is quite insane, and they really need the help to get things done. We are volunteers after all. Now I've caught you all up to speed, let's talk about some of the things that have increasingly spurred up, starting with favoritism. Favoritism has always existed on the team, but now it's in a much larger sense. Holly has favoritism towards staff, especially moderators, and treats them differently than others. They do something wrong, you only get warned while others get demoted over that same thing. This will be a topic for later. You have to, quote-unquote, suck up to Holly, as we call it, to have a good time on the team for the long term. But the real favoritism here has to come from the owner himself, Clangstar. It started with Vizu back in 2021, where he was the favorite of Clanks, and that caused him to speedrun moderator in less than 4 months, and then when he left he got VIP, for not doing much work than those who had been on the team considerably longer and didn't receive it, like Raelius. It was a direct influence of Clank because if he didn't have the favoritism, he would have never received it. You could argue against it, but when you see how much other staff do and contribute and don't get it, then why did he? Now we have quite a few helpers now, and they are favorites of Clank and have their own little cliques with him in the staff Discord's general chat that makes others feel so left out, and that's the exact opposite that it felt from when I joined. While we're on the topic of Clank, oh my goodness is he and his clique immature, constantly making jokes and doing things they shouldn't. It's not just them either, many of the helpers now do many things that 15-year-olds, they should not know to do these things. Many helpers actively using the rank for clout, posting about it on YouTube, and putting themselves above others and thinking that they're above others is something that I've increasingly seen that is very immature as well. It is never, and I repeat, never used to be this way when I was first on the team. Everyone was mature, but now it's just chaos. I've had to report helpers almost every day over the month of December for doing absolutely stupid things. A few things I've seen reported are playing on an alt when we're not allowed to, breaking Discord's TOS, spamming other people for no reason in DMs, actively arguing with the owner and being trolly in Hive chat. That's just a few I can think of on the top of my head. Now moving on to our next topic, which will be brief, is about how the helper and moderator roles differ. Holly will tell you, and I got in trouble from the team for what I'm about to say, and they are not equal whatsoever. Holly will constantly tell you that they are equal roles, but they were never meant to be and they never were before she joined. they have different responsibilities, but the thing that makes them different is that you can apply for one and not the other. Moderators have more permissions than helpers, and they are overall favored more than the helper team in general. It is such a lie that they are the same, and they never will be. Oh my goodness, this next topic just fills me with frustration and anger. The partners are treated way better than the staff. I know Wrongway just recently did a video about the partner side of things, and I kind of want to open it up from the staff side, because the staff side also isn't that great. Partners are like the Hive's little angels, and they end up getting told more than we as staff never did. Collectively, the staff team dislikes many of the partner just because of some of the ways they treat us. Dicey's, and yes, I'm name calling him here, in particular has disrespected me and other staff so many times, and nothing gets done about him. He's been reported by staff so many times to count, and because he's one of the biggest partners, he gets away with it, and is still a partner to this day. Reporting partners directly to Lewis, which is what staff have to do, does almost nothing whatsoever, even if it feels pretty major, like clearly breaking the rules. I remember sitting in a VC with Evident and other partners just chilling, and Evident was recording a video where he was using a glitch. Evident said he would report this to Lewis after he'd recorded it, and he was already breaking a rule of Hive, so I pretty much left it because he would report it himself. I expected him to be trustworthy in that statement. Well, after the video came out, I got told off by Lewis for not reporting and telling him about it. Evident, who actually broke the rules, didn't get told off for anything. Yes, so let's just blame the staff member in the VC and wasn't directly doing anything while the partner was breaking the server rules. Okay, this is why you see many staff staying away from partners. We are blamed for the dumb stuff that some of them do. Of course, not all partners are like that though, as there's some wonderful partners in there currently, especially more than there was around when I first joined the team. Our final topic of this video is unfair demotions, which I will be combining a lot of the previous discussions into one. Starting off with a former helper, she was demoted for inactivity in 2022. She was confused because she was on a break, but she was still demoted. That does not make any sense if you're on a break and you get demoted. Well, she questioned Holly, asking why she got demoted if she was on a break, and also the point that many staff still today too are inactive, and Holly responds with her not trusting them, and it sounds like she's complaining when she's just asking a question. I would have too. The next one was much more recent than the last two, and was once again a former helper. Guess you can see the trend here. He was demoted for negative comments, and that's it. It had no proof, and it was very abrupt, followed by being blocked by Holly. This is extremely unprofessional for the environment Holly wanted, and it shocked everybody. And that leads on to mine, which I was demoted for two things: expressing my opinions about the team, and talking to others saying I was gonna get mod. We'll start with the latter. My demotion happened on a call when she said this one, and I immediately stated that it was not true, which, in fact, the opposite was occurring. I had gotten DMs from numerous staff members saying that I was gonna get mod, and I told Holly that, and I told her that I had proof as well, which she blatantly ignored. She literally just sat there silent until she moved on. That is just obscene, and it shows that she doesn't listen to her own staff once again when demotions come around. The first thing though, that I told her that I wasn't feeling like doing much on the team because of the sheer amount of helpers, and we have too many people doing such a simple thing, especially when we aren't the numbers that we were when I joined, because we had gone from 40,000 people to around 20,000. Apparently expressing your opinions against what they are doing leads to a demotion, which is why I'm also actively speaking out against this, because I can, and I feel like it needs to be brought up. So that was the bulk of the problems that I had with the Hive Staff team. It went from such a homey and fun place to being dull and lackluster. We are volunteers and we shouldn't have to put up with all this that goes on. We give them our time to help them out, and it should be reflected in the way they treat us. Once again, please don't attack anybody, especially Holly, who I mentioned in this video. I have hope that Holly can change the team to make it how it used to be and what each person on the team enjoyed. This is my ode to Hive, my final content being pushed out as I moved on to other more enjoyable things to make content on. I thank you for watching, and let me know what you think in the comments below. Cheers.